Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Evelyn Barta, and today we will talk about how to discover what you want in life. This is such a huge topic and such a challenging thing to figure out, and not only for the younger generation, for younger people, but then also for many people around the world. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with the fact that you were following a certain direction and you discovered that it has nothing to do with what you actually want in life. And what is really tricky about this finding your mission, finding your purpose thing is that there's no particular direction that we need to follow. There are endless ways in reality in which we can fulfill our mission and our purpose. Nothing is really set in stone. But what makes difficult for people to find out what they really want in life, to discover what makes them happy, is that they keep repeating to themselves that they don't know what they want. And this automatically puts them in a vibration that is the vibration of not knowing. And this vibration prevents them from getting the answers from within themselves. I'm gonna tell you frankly that if you think and believe that there's nothing that you're good at and you don't know what you want in life, is far away from the truth. Every single person who came into this 3D reality came with a mission, came with a purpose that will help them to express themselves and to find out who they really are. And by this, we don't only serve our own expansion, but we serve the expansion of the universe as well. And you have an inbuilt guidance system that has all the answers. So it's not that you don't know what you want. You simply don't know how to access that guidance system that will have all the answers for you. So I think that this is the number one conditioning and distortion in our minds that prevents us from finding out what we want. And the second thing also has to do with social conditioning, which is that we cannot do all the time what we want. And what we want is not what we are supposed to do. And what we are supposed to do is what is making other people happy around us. This is the conditioning, is so typical. And how wrong is that? I mean, how can you make someone around you happy when you don't make yourself happy? It's just nonsense. Everything starts with you. How many times people throw their ambition and their dreams out of the window just because their families are telling them that is not the right way to go, or their friends are telling them, and they want to make other people happy around them instead of just making themselves happy. And it's the perfect example of betraying yourself. This is self-betrayal. And when people go through life with this mentality of putting their own dreams on the backseat and focusing on what other people are expecting them to do and living up to other people's expectations, then diseases appear. Because a disease, cancer or anything, can really wake you up. It's a wake-up call for you to finally focus on yourself and what makes you happy instead of trying to live up to other people's expectations. So how can you discover what you want in life when you are feeling lost and you feel you don't have a direction? I feel like that as well. Even though I know what I want in life, I can see my direction, I can see what is my passion, but I feel lost many times. And I ask myself, is this really what I want? And it's absolutely normal to have moments like that. But when you're feeling completely lost, then one of your compasses can be your envy. You look at people's photos on social media, you look at their posts. Does it make you envious what you are seeing? Because I'm sure that there are some people out there that have a life that you really would like to have. Of course, 80% of social media posts don't reflect reality. But that's not the idea here. The idea is that those posts activated something within you, and they activated desires. And I'm not talking about jealousy here. I'm talking about being envious. And that can really indicate what your desires are. So instead of being intimidated by those feelings, use them as a way forward. Put yourself in those people's shoes and visualize what would it feel like to know what you want in life. What would it feel like to know what your mission is, what your purpose is, and dig deep into those feelings. I'm not talking about copying someone's life. No, I'm talking about using it as a way forward, as an inspiration. There are so many powerful ways in which you can find out what you want in life. I have a video on that called How to Find Your Purpose and Mission in Life, where I talk about my journey and what helped me to really find out what I want. There are some tips that I'm sharing there. One of the things that I'm talking in that video about is that when I didn't know what I wanted in life, but I had a little bit of glimpse of what direction I want to follow and what kind of lifestyle I want to have, I took action, and it turned out not to be the path and not to be what I want to do in life, that particular thing. But I took action, and by taking action, I set an intention that led me to the right people, to the right places, that helped me to discover what I want to do in life. So regardless of you knowing exactly that is the right direction that you're taking, just take little steps, little action, because by taking action, you will set in motion many things. You will set in motion people, places, circumstances, and know that you cannot make a mistake, you cannot go wrong. And wherever you are standing right now, it's the right path for you. There's no such a thing that you're on the wrong path now. The fact that you're not happy with where you're standing, that's another thing, but you can always move forward. So it's really impossible to make a mistake with taking any action. Another powerful thing that I did when I didn't know what I wanted to do in life is that I was very aware of what I didn't want to experience any longer, and what I didn't want, what lifestyle I didn't want to have any longer. So I wrote a list of those things that I didn't want to experience anymore, and I wrote down the opposite of those things next to it. So that gave me a glimpse of what I want to do in life. There are two powerful questions that anyone can ask themselves. One, what do you love to do? What is the activity that you're doing after you finish work, after you finish studying, and it's making you relaxed and joyful and blissful? And the second one, what you are good at. And these two questions have really a relation in between each other, because you will find out that what you love to do is what you are actually good at. And there's a little trick here, because people think that if they have a lot of experience in a field, it means that they are the best in that particular field. And this is what they are supposed to do. For example, maybe you have been a hairdresser for 20 years, and 20 years ago it was the best decision for you to open a hair salon because you knew that you will do very well financially. But when you get home, you are not looking at tutorials on how to better your skills in cutting people's hair, because you are so tired of this whole thing and it doesn't make you happy anymore. But what you are looking at and what you are watching on YouTube is cooking tutorials, because whenever you start cooking after work, it makes you relaxed and you are really curious about how can you put the ingredients together, how they work together, and you are really interested in learning new recipes, and it's really making you blissful and relaxed and joyful, the whole process. So following a career path can be just a rational decision, especially when it comes to finances. But your life purpose and life mission are more than that. They are a calling, and you can either follow that calling or not. And that's why it's so important to ask yourself, what would you do if money wasn't a problem? If money wasn't your number one motivation? When money is the only motivation, that particular thing will go down the hill slowly, slowly. So when you know what you love to do, you will also find out what you're good at. And when you have the answer to these two questions, then the next step is just finding out how can you be in service to people. And when you are in service to people, finances will not be a problem. Money will come as a byproduct. Also, expansion means evolution, and our human evolution means that we change our minds from time to time. What seemed to be a very good idea 1 year ago or 2 years ago might not be a good idea anymore, might not be the path that we want to follow any longer. So if you change your mind about something that you were so focused on and you invested so much time and energy in that particular thing, don't judge yourself for changing your mind and not finding joy in that thing anymore. It's in our very nature that we need to change, and we have to embrace that change. It's part of the journey, it's part of the human experience and the human purpose and mission as well. Guys, I really hope that I could be in service with this video, because that is my purpose and my mission, to be in service to people, to help them expand their consciousness, expand the way they are seeing the world and finding out who they are. It's all about living from the heart and living authentically. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you as always. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on uploads like this. So have a lovely day, have a lovely week, and I will see you in my next video.